Hello! Well, this kind of makes a little bit of a change from the normal videos on my channel, the ones I haven't deleted. People that, I don't know if I've got people following me that followed me back in the day. I used to talk about some pretty kind of serious stuff, self-harm, depression, bulimia, all of these things I have been a victim of, but I overcome them, so that's good. And I used to kind of talk about my experiences with those things. I deleted all my videos because I was embarrassed. I was embarrassed that I'd been weak enough to suffer from those things. But yeah, that happened, and I've overcome it, so that was great, that was good. And I started dancing. That's why most of my videos on my channel right now are kind of hula hooping videos. That's because I deleted everything else because I was embarrassed. But what I've kind of sat down and I'm kind of going to talk to you about now is it's not about hula hooping. It's about life and how it can sometimes throw things at you that you don't expect. So the people that know me personally, my Facebook friends, people that might know me through YouTube and also are friends with me on Facebook, and obviously my actual personal friends will know that I've just been through cancer. I was diagnosed, I think it was the 26th of November, with cervical cancer. Now, you know, that was scary. I just want to kind of discuss this a little bit more because a lot of people don't really know what can cause cervical cancer, what can do. People, you know, they don't talk about it, and it bothers me. People don't talk about periods. They don't talk about anything to do with lady parts because it's taboo. I don't know why, but anyway. I've been going through a lot of pain for a long time, almost a year, in fact probably over a year. Yeah, I was hurting. It felt like somebody was stabbing me in the stomach most of the time. I was just like, my body was doing weird things, and because you don't talk about these things, society doesn't talk about these things, I just thought it was normal. I just kind of put it off. Started searching for answers kind of a few months ago when it got to the point that I couldn't get out of bed. I was crippled by my pain. I'm talking pain. I'm not a wimp. I'm having like a tattoo lasered off. Like, I can deal with pain. That hurt, and it was scary. So eventually I started kind of seeking answers, and coincidentally I was referred for a kind of gynae appointment at the same time as my routine smear came up, which is every 2 years in this country. I previously had them more often because I've had problems before, whether they're related to this incident, and I don't know, but anyway, I went along to my routine smear and the letter told me that I had changes on my cells. They weren't right, things were going wrong, so they wanted me to have something called a colposcopy, which is really humiliating, if I'm honest. Essentially what you're doing is you're lying on a bed with your legs in the stirrups and a random person just looking at your vagina with binoculars. That's what it looks like. And they're asking you questions like, oh, well, you know, what are you doing for Christmas? Well, hopefully not this again. It's bizarre. Anyway, I went through that, and then like all of a sudden the guy was like, I'm going to laser part of your cervix off because it looks not right. I was like, oh, okay. So off he went. He injected me with this horrible concoction of adrenaline and anaesthetic at the same time, which made me think I was going to die. He did warn me. He was like, oh, you might feel like you're going to die. I did feel like I was going to die. Off he zapped with part of me, and I was allowed to put my clothes back on and kind of try and comprehend what had just happened to me. A few days after that, I got a phone call that the hospital wanted to discuss my results with me. Naturally, the anxious person in me went, oh, it's the worst case possible scenario, something's gone wrong. And I looked at myself and I thought, maybe it's cancer. But then I tried to ignore that stupid anxious part of me. And I was like, yeah, it's probably not okay. Just wait and see what they say. But then, yeah, they said it was cancer. So that was shit. And it was a really shit day. But yeah, what we did after that was basically just listen to what the doctors had to say. It was a matter of weeks, days from my diagnosis and getting me in. They basically said, you know, if we remove it all, you've got a high chance of being cured. Now, I need to talk about HPV. I don't mean to lecture, but HPV, you know, it's important. You know the vaccine, the cervical cancer vaccine that they offer to kids now at school, which is great, that's fantastic. However, for all of us that's had sex before, like 2000, whatever it was, you know, it's tough shit, isn't it? I mean, if you've had sex, you are at risk of HPV. It's the second most commonly transmitted STD in this country, second only to chlamydia. Chlamydia is curable, HPV isn't. It's a virus. If your body fights it off, fantastic. If it doesn't, meh. If it's one of the bad ones, double meh, because that's bad stuff. I mean, HPV, I think it's over 100 strains of HPV. 16 and 18 are linked directly to cervical cancer. There are other ones that are linked to genital warts, all sorts of horrible things, but you'll be pleased to know if you've got genital warts, you've got low risk HPV, it's not linked to cancer. Problem now is that HPV has also been linked not only to cervical cancer, which apparently is being cited in 70% of all cases of cervical cancer is down to HPV. So if you're having sex, get a smear done. Don't be scared, it's a tiny bush. Ladies, if you're having sex and you're worried about a bush that size, just go and get your smears. It's just do it, because you never know. I did it. I went for everything going on my smears, and still this happened to me. I'm 1 in 200 women that apparently goes on to develop cervical cancer, even though she's having regular smears. You too could be as unlucky as me. Anyway, yeah, it's not only been linked to cervical cancer, it's also been linked to cancer of the rectum, so that's your bumhole, your throat, and various other things. And condoms don't actually fully protect you, so if you're having sex, you're at risk. I don't know what to say. I mean, I'm 29, I am now infertile. I've gone through a short but stressful battle with cancer, and I have been frightened about dying. Really frightened about dying. I mean, I thought about it. Everyone thinks about dying. But if someone tells you you've got cancer, you think about dying a little bit more. Yeah, so if you don't have a cervix, then fine. But if you know somebody with a cervix, make sure that they're, I don't know what to say. This is scary stuff, and this happens to everybody, or could happen to everybody, unless you haven't got a cervix. However, I did say it was linked also to throat cancers and stuff, so you never know. It needs talking about. People don't talk about this stuff. I don't know why, because we're all, even my partner who didn't have this cancer, he was affected by it. So it doesn't just affect the women, it affects everybody. I just think, get it done, get it sorted, talk about it, ask questions. If something doesn't feel right, if you're bleeding, if you're hurting, then something probably isn't right, and don't doubt yourself, get it sorted.